Who were the earliest cheerleaders when you first let it be known that you wanted to pursue a career in music?
My parents were by far the biggest cheerleader, probably even before I even would say that I wanted to do anything musical. They were like, do you want to write a song? It's raining outside. You can't go outside. Do you want to write a song? Why don't you write a song about the rain? Be like, I just want to play, Twister, But music was what we had, what my family had. And it was the family legacy and it was also the family fun. So my parents were by far the biggest supporters. And then as soon as I said, what if I sang, for a living? And I honestly didn't really think I could do it. It was like kind of, even though like my parents did it professionally, for me it was like, yeah, but like only like 1 in, 8 billion people ever get to actually do what they love. And so I kind of still didn't think I could be one of those lucky people. But as soon as I even like thought about it, they're like, oh, well, what do you need? Do you want us to let's go to the record store and get some like influences? And they were always like so excited. And actually I always joke that my biggest rebellion was going to college and studying classical communications, which was like pre-law at my college. Because my parents were like, why? I mean, you can do it, but like, why are you doing it? Like you're going to end up singing. You're going to end up singing and writing songs. Like, I don't know why if you feel like you need to go to college, go. But like, everybody else, it's the opposite. It's like, I'm going to skip college and go be a musician. And my parents were the complete opposite. They're like, why are you in college? It's my biggest rebellion. There you have it.
So I grew up playing musical instruments. Grew up because I wanted to take karate. And my mom said, we're not going to let you take karate unless you have something to balance it out, like music. I was like, okay, I'll play the piano. We have a piano at the house. I'll never forget this. She said, you can't play the piano. It's too feminine. You need to play the violin. There's so many things wrong with that statement. Mom, I love you dearly.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget that. It was so brilliant.
But at least pianos have hammers.
No. She was wrong. Like, she was just wrong. So I started playing violin, stopped karate after a year or two, continued playing violin. Music's been the love of my life until I met this one. And then I remember got accepted into a few colleges after high school, in my senior year of high school, some music schools or whatever, and I just didn't want to play violin in college. And so I remember going to FSU, I got accepted to Berkeley, and I would visit, and I was like, I can't imagine just going to a school just to play violin. And so I just didn't go. And so I told Dad, I'm just going to go to like community college or something in Jacksonville, where I'm from. And he's like, no, that's not going to do. And so all summer after my senior year, after I graduated high school, he was kind of on me. And finally one day he sat me down and pulled me aside. He said, Abner, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to be? I'm like, well, I want to be a singer, like a songwriter. And I just knew that wasn't a real option. And so I felt bad even telling my dad this, even though we had talked about it. This was kind of like the moment where the rubber hits the road. I was like, that's what I want to do. And surely he was going to laugh at me or like tell me to do something else. He's like, all right. He processed it and he's like, what city do you need to be in to be able to do that? Where do you need to go? So either LA, New York, or Nashville. He's like, all right, well, we can't afford LA or New York, so you're going to go to Nashville. Pick a school. We're going to go tomorrow, and we're going to see if you can get in. And so literally the next day, I was dating a girl that was going to go to this Trevecca Nazarene University in Nashville, Tennessee. And we went the next day, and they said they'd already closed enrollment. But Dad, being the silver-tongued fox that he was, went to the president of the school, and got me in that day. I had bad GPA, but I had a good SAT score or whatever, and I hadn't taken the ACT. And so Dad set it up to where I could take the ACT that moment. Like, we're going to go to the library, you're going to take this test you need. I got enrolled, went to school. Anyways, Dad left, and my dad always had a flair for the dramatic. This is such a long answer. I apologize. Mm-hmm. My dad had a flair for the dramatic, and this was the moment, right? When he was, to answer the question, who's my biggest cheerleader, it was Dad. I could have just said Dad, but no. I am my father's son.
Finish the story now.
Yeah.
So when he dropped you off, he said, son, don't come home
until your dreams come true. He dropped me off in my dorm, and he came with tears in his eyes. Don't come home until your dreams come true. Oh. Pretty great. I'm going to cry now. And he didn't mean it, but he wanted me to come home every weekend.